Deonta B. Hey, Diddy.
Hey, girl.
So we're talking about something I love to talk about, which is building wealth today.
Yes, building financial wealth. And when you think about a financial wealth builder, what person just jumps right in your mind?
That's a good question. Who jumps in my mind for financial wealth? Oprah.
Oprah, definitely.
Definitely. I couldn't even think. I'm like, who? Okay, it's Oprah.
Well, mine would be Tyler Perry, of course.
Right. He got down.
He did. I think people will be talking about that for the rest of the year. Speaking of the rest of the year, we're almost at the end of the year.
We are. It's going to be a whole nother decade.
Yes.
It's crazy.
2020 is boom, right in our face.
Right.
So, that's why I'm excited about financially wealth building because, 2020, that is the year for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, you know what? That's going to be our theme. Year of wealth.
Yes. So I'm excited about today's guests because, they are the epitome of financial wealth.
Not just financial wealth. I think just being a wealthy person in every aspect of your life, your mindset.
Right.
Ministry, just period. So one of our guests we have today is Mrs. Jackie Flemming. She is an entrepreneur. She's a minister. She is a success coach and an author. Her and her husband has a publishing company. And who is our other guest lady?
Wow. Well, we have the Dr. Alexcius Branch. She is one of the hit stars on the hit reality show Ready for Love.
Okay.
She is also a serial entrepreneur. She is a speaker, a trainer, and she's also a transition coach.
Okay, now.
So I can't wait to see what they got to say because, not only are they rocking in business, they're rocking the ministry. And when people think about ministry, they don't know ministry is a word that goes all the way out into the community.
Exactly.
Yes, so if you are just getting with us, this is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and we are talking about financial wealth, and I know you need to know about that. So stay tuned, keep it locked. We'll be right back. We at Gwen's Business Corner would like to thank our proud sponsors, Expert Tax Service LLC and Pretty Boss Hair. And you can watch Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B every first and third Monday on Fox 54. I am Deonta B.
So, welcome back. Today we're talking about building wealth. And our first guest is Mrs. Jackie Flemming, and she is building wealth all around, financially, in the ministry. We're just so looking forward to see what she got to talk about. Hey, Jackie.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey. So good to be here.
Yes,
we are so glad to have you.
Yes, and have you on the corner. Welcome.
Excited. We sound like crazy when we tell you folks be able to welcome to the corner. We'd like to jump right into it. So, you do a lot of different things. You transition from, the workforce into entrepreneurship and ministry. What was your inspiration behind that?
It was a tough part of my life to transition from working into an entrepreneur. And when I was given, after I got through praying and, the Holy Spirit told me to leave my job in the midst of making good money.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't leaving, $100 or $500. I was making good money. And he tells me to leave my job, kind of like the Bible in Abraham, where God tells Abraham to get up, leave his family, leave everything he knew, and go to a place that I will show you. And so I transitioned from the workplace to be an entrepreneur. But it was very frustrating to me because I kept fighting God. I kept saying, God, I need guarantee. What you're calling me to do, I'm not sure of, and I don't know if it's going to work. So I just kept fighting and fighting and fighting until one day God had to show me somebody that was doing the same thing he called me to do, not with jealousy, but with a push. See, I told you to do that. And somebody is succeeding, they're doing great, and I called you to do it. And so I finally obeyed God, even though he told me to leave guaranteed income to creating income.
Ooh, you could feel that.
Right.
So you had the opportunity to write a book, which I love the name, Purpose Seekers, and also a journal.
Yes.
So what was the inspiration behind this book, and what steps did you take to get this book out to readers?
that book was similar to the question with leaving the job, because I did, as a young girl, I was a troubled teen. I was on drugs, nearly died from a drug overdose. A lot of that stuff actually happened, and on McAfee, Decatur, all that stuff. I did a lot of things that I wasn't proud of, but I didn't have direction and I didn't have clarity.
Right.
And when you don't know who you are, you would do anything with your life. And so the people that I had that was surrounded by me wasn't people who was going to college, wasn't people who was doctors, lawyers. I was surrounded by dope boys, dated dope boys, girls going to Foxy Ladies, just these are the people that I saw in the community that I was in. And so I didn't see anything bigger than just being either a baby mama or or just a trap girl, just selling drugs. That's what I saw. And so I literally said, I'm gonna go hard after that. So Little Kim became my idol. People be shocked and amazed now, just the things that I've done. But I got to a place where my mom had to send me to the country because she said Atlanta is the fast life of Jackie, and it's not my son, it's my daughter, and she's 12 years old, and she's running behind. I ran away for 3 days. My mom couldn't find me, and I was running after boys. It was just so fun to me. It was like the idea of drugs, sex, money, fame, just all of that was fun to me. And I know many people say, oh, she's just so blunt, but there's somebody that may be watching, going through the same exact thing, and I need help. And so that's why I'm so blunt with my story. And my life changed when she sent me to the country with my grandmother in Sumter, South Carolina, and she began to pray for me, and she had to send me to that Pentecostal church, and and she just began to pray and pray and pray over me. And I just kept saying, I can't wait to get back to Atlanta. I'm going to call this one. I'm going to call that one. I'm going to run away again. I already had a plan.
Right.
But it was something about that Pentecostal church that did something in me. So I already had a plan when I came back to Atlanta. My auntie came back and she got me and she said, I'm going to take Jackie in, and I live with my auntie. And I said, okay, I already had a plan, but I began to start discovering who I was.
Right.
And it was God, having a relationship with him, and he began to start showing me. He started loving on me. He started forgiving me. And I was like, the thought of God loving me, I used to talk against the church. I used to talk against people giving. I used to, the biggest one that used to talk against the church. Now you want to use me, and it was like, okay, first of all, I know this is not God, but just the fact that he loved me despite of how nasty I felt and things that I knew that I did wrong and all that stuff. And so I began to just give God my life. And so I came to a point, I got saved at 16 years old. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to write a book about my story, to let somebody know that no matter how you start, it's how you finish. And that God can take your nothing and make it something. And that's why God is doing so many amazing things in me, because I told him, God, I don't have what everybody else have. I don't have a daddy that's a preacher. I don't have anybody that I know that I can, that's in ministry and all that things. And he said, I'm going to take your nothing and make it something to somebody that's looking for hope. And so that's why I wrote my first book, Purpose Secrets. It's all about, discovering who you are in Christ.
Wow, that's amazing. I definitely identify with the hood life. And sometimes she come out every now and then. You have to put it back.
Yeah, you have to put it back. Yep.
So you are a success coach. What are some effective strategies that you use to help other people find the better version of themselves?
Well, I love my story because I'm not the typical church girl, but yet I went through some things, and I know we don't have a lot of time to tell the whole story, what I went to get to where I am now. The judging and not fitting in the church. You don't look like this and all that stuff. And so one thing I can say is renewing your mind. Because even though I had the street life coming into the church, it made me feel like I had to try to fit in. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't welcome, or when people started hearing my story, I thought the church was gonna be loving and pat me, girl, we love you. But it was like, keep your daughters far away from her, because I don't want her to influence my daughter. And I'm like, I'm not even doing that stuff anymore, And so it was kind of as if like you can have a horror story, but God is forgiving, but people isn't. So I had to go through the process of getting my mind renewed. And then when I got my mind renewed, the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. It doesn't matter what people say about me. It matters what I say about myself. It doesn't matter if people support me. It matters if I support myself. So the key is renewing your mind. Don't allow what you've been through to affect where you're getting ready to go, because everybody's not going to jump on board. Everybody's not going to believe in you. You have to believe in it in yourself, and knowing that God will support you and everything. So the renewal of the mind, renew your mind, will help you to succeed, will help you to accomplish dreams, will help you to write the book.
Tell the viewers how they can follow you and also get this book, this Purpose Seekers book, because you talk about it like you just gave them all the nuggets to figure out their purpose. So how can they follow you?
All right, so you can connect with me on Instagram, Jackie Flemming 1, or you can go on Facebook, Jackie Flemming, or my website, www.jackieflemming.com.
Oh, well, thank you, Jackie, for coming down.
Yes, wish we could keep you.
So awesome.
I can talk about God all day, girl.
Yes.
I know. Well, there you have it. We are talking about financial stability, and coming up next, we have the Dr. Lexi from Ready to Love. She is a serial entrepreneur, and the list goes on. So stay tuned and keep it locked. This is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Deonta B of Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B, and you can catch us every first and third Monday on Fox 54. If you would like to be a show guest, contact us on Facebook at Gwen's Business Corner, or you can email us at gwenbusinesscorner@gmail.com. Welcome back. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking to financial wealth builders, and we have with us the Dr. Alexcius Branch. Hey, Dr. Lexi.
Hey, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Hey, beautiful.
Diva.
Thank you. Yes. Love it.
So we'll jump right into it. So you have an extensive background. You was in the military, you have worked in the corporate world, and now you're a serial entrepreneur. So tell us what's the inspiration, or what it was like transitioning from the workforce into being an entrepreneur.
So let me tell you the inspiration behind me becoming an entrepreneur. To be honest, I was so tired of being undervalued, underestimated, underappreciated, and underpaid. And so I decided that I was going to be in charge of my own destiny. And so after a not so pleasant divorce and being laid off from corporate America, I decided that I wanted to take my talents from Memphis here to Atlanta. And so as I look for an opportunity to go into entrepreneurship, I look at a couple of different areas, but I end up choosing insurance and financial services because of the ability to help people manage their lives, right? One of the things in the African American community that we don't do well, we don't handle well, is money.
Okay.
And so I figured that I could help change that, and so I decided to go into the insurance and financial services industry.
Powerful. That was amazing.
Life is amazing.
Yes, so you are the star of the hit reality show Ready to Love.
Yes.
And so what were the steps that you took in landing that opportunity, and how has that impacted your platform?
So to be honest, I didn't take any steps to land that platform. I would say that it was all divine intervention by God. I was just being myself on social media, and somebody reached out to me and said, we have this show that we think that you would be great for. You know, I did a Skype interview, I did another interview, and it was like people around Atlanta knew that Will Packer was interviewing for a show, and I had no idea. I didn't even know, I'm sorry y'all, I didn't know who Will Packer was at the time. And So, but when I heard about it, I was excited because I was like, God, I'm ready for something new in my life. And it had already been prophesied that I would meet my husband that year. And so I was excited. And so I went on and went through the auditions and landed, as if we would use your word, the opportunity on the show. And it was something totally different than what I was told. But I do thank God for the show and what it did for my platform.
Right.
Yes.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
So we're talking about wealth building today, and you are a CEO owner of a State Farm franchise.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that and how you got started.
So many people know that State Farm is an insurance agency, right? So we sell, we're the largest insurer of automobiles and homes, have been for many decades. But we also do financial planning, so retirement services, we do annuities, we do life insurance, and so it's a whole portfolio of services that we offer as State Farm agents. And so it was such a pleasure for me helping people understand how to manage the risk of everyday life, how to recover from the unexpected, like when you get that into that accident or your house catches on fire, but more importantly, how to realize their dreams, how to take these insurance products and to build a financial portfolio to ensure your long-term success. And so I've enjoyed doing that. Again, we sell a lot of auto insurance and homeowners insurance, but I enjoy doing life insurance because life insurance ensures that your family is protected in the event that everybody lives and everybody dies at some point, and we don't know when that will be. But life insurance and real estate is the way that most wealth is transferred to generations, and people don't understand that. So having the ability to train people and teach them and equip them with the power to help not only yourself, but your children's children's children, that gives me joy every day of my life. It does. It really does.
Wow.
Yes, it's amazing.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you're a transformation coach.
Yes.
As we can see by how glamorous you are.
Oh, girl.
So I'm like, look, she can help transform men. They said we already divas.
Yes.
You know, but I know that for a transformation coach, it goes way beyond just the look.
Absolutely.
So tell some of the viewers, for those that are seeking to become a transformation coach, can you provide them with some tools and resources for becoming a transformation coach?
You are committed to people. That's number one. Number two, I tell everybody this: get training. Don't think that you can just take your life experiences and start training and coaching folks. You understand?
Right.
So the other thing is, get a mentor, someone that has been successful doing what you desire to do, that can help you along the way, that can help you develop your process, that can help you develop your business, that can help you monetize what you do. That's so important because people don't understand that a lot of times we've gotten ourselves as far as we can by ourselves. It's going to take some help and assistance from someone else. The other thing is invest in yourself. All the things I just talked about, invest in yourself. And the other thing is trust the process. You're not going to have 50 people coming on the first day. And learn as much as you can. When you have your first client and your second client, you continue to not only teach them, but you learn yourself. I've learned so much about myself and about people just helping other people. And I said the biggest thing is trust the process.
Wow. That was some good nuggets.
That was some excellent strategies.
Yes.
Excellent. So when we talk about wealth building, that's included. The transformation, like you have to be transformed in order, as far as your mind, your body, your soul, in order to build. You know, we talk about financial wealth, and I know when Jackie was on, we was talking about a lot of things in ministry. I probably was like, well, y'all just say y'all was talking about financial wealth, but all of that ties into it because you cannot have financial wealth if you don't have the other stuff.
It starts in the mind.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you for that segue, because I couldn't come here and not say this. The Bible says, be not conformed of this world. Do not copy the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's why I call myself the transformer. You understand? Because it's only then and only then will you begin to see yourself differently. You can't be wealthy if you can't see yourself having money. You can't be wealthy if you don't understand that you're worthy of it. You can't be wealthy if you don't understand that everything that I do, where my energy goes, is where my energy grows. If I think that I'm going to be broke and unsuccessful, then I will be broke and unsuccessful. But if I think that I'm going to be a millionaire, I know I deserve to be a millionaire, then I will be. I will walk it, I will talk it, and I will transform everything in my life. It begins in the mind.
Yeah, that was a transformation she just gave right here on the show.
Yeah.
For all of you. Woo, so powerful.
So outside of you being a transformational coach from having a State Farm, you also is a certified international speaker, and you got certified through John Maxwell, which is very impressive. So what were some steps that you took to get on that particular platform?
So the first thing, like I talked about earlier, is I had to make the decision that this is what I wanted to do. I help so many people with insurance and financial services, but as I sat there and I would look at people's finances, I would say the problem is the mindset. And so I said, God, there has to be a greater call for me to help people. And so I decided that I was going to go and find out how I could help change people's minds. And as I looked for mentors, as I looked for programs, John Maxwell's program rose to the top. Number one, because he is first and foremost a man of God. And so I wanted to be a part of that program. Now, the other thing that was important is I made the choice to invest in myself. Now, it wasn't free and it's not easy. But people have to understand that this is about finances, right? If you don't make an investment, you can't get a return. If you're doing nothing, you're going to get nothing.
Quiet.
So I have to tell people, invest in yourself. Invest your money so you can get more money. Holding on to your money does nothing but makes it dissipate. And holding on to your talents and not nurturing them and not getting connected with somebody that can help you see things in a different light is going to keep you stagnant. People think they're stuck, but you're not stuck. You're just using the same thing, and your life is calling for something different now. So I made the decision that I want to go to be a part of the John Maxwell program. I went, and it absolutely changed my life. I knew that day, and I've spoken in front of thousands of people. But when I stood there at that John Maxwell conference and I told my story about myself and about what I wanted to do with my life, I literally shook. I've never shook in my life. I teach people how to speak. But at that very moment, it just overwhelmed me because finally, I was doing what I was called to do. Not what the world said was successful. Not what my mother said was successful. Not what people in corporate America or in academia or anywhere else, but what God put me on this earth to do. So what John Maxwell has taught me to do is to be my authentic self, be unapologetically me, and to help people understand that everything that we need is right here inside. Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
That was so powerful. So tell the viewers, because you just gave so many nuggets.
Okay.
That you definitely got to tell the viewers how they can stay connected. So tell the viewers how they can find you.
Absolutely. So I can be found on Instagram at Dr. Lexi 901. That's DRLEXY 901. And on Facebook at Dr. Lexi, DRLEXY. And I also have a private page called Release Your Brilliance. And that is a private group that you can join me there as well.
Well, thank you so much.
Guys.
We could have went all day with you.
I know. So there you have it. We are talking about financial wealth builders. And she just gave you all the strategic planning for financial wealth building. So you better stay tuned and keep it locked because this is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. And we'll be right back. We at Gwen's Business Corner would like to thank our proud sponsors, Expert Tax Service LLC and Pretty Boss Hair. And you can watch Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B every first and third Monday on Fox 54. I am Deonta B. Welcome back. So if you're just tuning in, we had some of the greatest financial wealth builders, and Gwen, they were just speaking all the nuggets.
Girl, for me, I'm all about building wealth. And like I said, for 2020, that has to be, what our theme is going to be. The year of building wealth.
Right.
I think it's essential right now for us to position ourselves for wealth. We always talk about being rich, right?
Right.
But no, we need to be wealthy, and we need to position ourselves to be wealthy so that our kids can be wealthy, so that we continue to build a legacy. And the reason why I chose those two guests was one, because they're very spiritual.
Right.
And faith without works is dead.
Right.
If you don't have the faith,
right,
then you cannot have the wealth like, each one of them have mentioned. And we don't focus enough on our minds. We talked about mental health the last
right,
show. But in the same token, while we keep drilling this in and while we keep bringing people on the show to talk about these different issues is because at the end of the day, if you want to be successful in business, if you want to be successful as an entertainer,
Right.
you know, it's all about your mind, you know.
Right. It's important, like some of the things that they were saying, because some of the things that stuck out was ministry.
Right.
And the fact that you have to be able to identify with seeing yourself as a millionaire.
Right.
You know, we hear so many people say, you know, you girls are just all over the place, you know. But the thing that I love about it is that we are always in places where we're able to identify with that wealth.
Right.
And people don't understand that you have to position yourself. You have to get yourself in bigger cities. You have to go out of the country. You have to expose yourself to things that can make you say, oh, I like this. I like the way this feels.
Right.
So you can know what it feels like to be wealthy.
Right.
You know, and it's some people feel like wealth is, well, I'm not wealthy unless I'm a billionaire. But like you just said, I mean, you got to be wealthy in your mind first. Right. If you're not wealthy in your mind, then it's like people think, oh, okay, I got to be wealthy with dollars.
Right.
But, you know, just like we just talked about, it's all in the mind. Those dollars will come when that mindset starts to shift into those dollars.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and our guests just showed us that. They just showed us the full transformation of getting that financial stability that people want.
Absolutely. I so agree. And so, you know, we can't be here all day, but before we go, we want to remind you that just in a couple of weeks, our nonprofit organization, Reach for Your Dreams, Inc., will be hosting our 11th annual toy giveaway and Christmas dinner. We have it in our hometown, Columbus, Georgia. You do not have to stay in the city to be able to sow into our community and the kids in our community. So if you would like to make a monetary donation, we have a campaign called Give 11, just $11 if you have it. You can do that by Cash Apping us at R4YD or by PayPal.me, Reach for Your Dreams, Inc. Definitely make sure, if you can, sow into our event so that we can be able to help birth and sow into so many other people. Because as we sow into others, other people will be able to birth it out and sow into other people and pass it on and on and on. And so, okay, we got to be out of here. I'm got all mushy because I'm just thinking about how good God is. But at any rate, if you want to follow me on all social media outlets at Gwennetta Wright. And definitely make sure that you're following Gwen Business Corner on Instagram, YouTube, and on our Facebook page. Deonta, tell them how to find you.
Yes, you can find me at all social media outlets at The Real Deonta B. And I mean, great show, amazing guests. We want you to check out our Christmas party. It's going to help feed over 1,000 people and give away over 1,000 toys. So definitely go to R4YD. Just like she said, this is Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. We're out.